Hey everybody, welcome to the GMG review. Today we're taking a look at the Prophecy of Telor. This is a new quest pack for Heroquest, the new edition from Hasbro, and is written by Stephen Baker. Look at that, credited writer. And is a complete quest with missions that you play individually in order, chronicling one of the artifacts actually from the original Heroquest. It is the Talisman of Lore. And what's actually going on with the Talisman of Lore, because the person carrying it, if they already have it from previous adventures, or if it's given to them at the beginning of this quest by Mentor, starts hearing what they think is Mentor's voice. And spoilers for, you don't want your players to know too much about this, it's not actually Mentor. It's Telor, who's a, I guess, like, fallen dread magician, was trying to become super powerful and ended up blowing himself up and rotting on the floor of his own tower. And this tells the story of you identifying the fact that this guy is inside this talisman that you have, trying to get him out of it, and then once he's out of it, trying to chase down his ghost, which keeps possessing different monsters. The box also comes with what's very cool, which is a additional hero type, the Warlock. New artifacts, new equipment pieces to play through. The Warlock can actually transform through her magic into various demonic forms. So you get this additional gargoyle miniature to mark, sort of like demark when she's got her powers activated or not. You get some cool flame dice. So these are really handy if you only have one set of Heroquest dice. You have sort of like a bad guy set of dice too that you can throw in response in clear translucent plastic. And then you get a variety of monsters in clear translucent plastic that you can just use if you want, but they're really handy for when you're using the base game, marking when Telor has possessed a monster or not. So the ones that are basically this like flame on translucents have Telor inside them, so you can just sort of mark whether or not they're possessed during the game. You get 2 goblins, you get 2 zombies, 2 mummies, 2 orcs, 2 skeletons, a gargoyle, and a Dread Knight, who could also take the form of the Dread Wizard if you want as well, because it's an extra scary boss, man. It's one of the old Chaos Warriors. So without going too far, it does use some creative sort of like map layouts and stuff like that. You also get a shop that you can go in between to find any of these potions, new equipment cards, which is the Post of Restoration. You can get a body point and a back for 300 gold coins. You get a Potion of Magic to get recovering 3 spells you've already flipped over the course of the game. Potion of Healing to get back 1 red dice. And I don't know why they don't just say D6. Get a red dice worth of body points back. Lesser Healing just gives you 2 body points back. And the Potion of Battle, which is bitter but effective, will give you like a reroll for all your attack dice during a single combat, which is kind of handy. I get new artifacts as well, and these artifacts are scrolls that cast various spells from the base game, but any hero can use them. So if you find these artifacts, they're like a once per game Rock Skin, Lightning Bolt, Water of Healing, or Heal Body, but you can basically read them aloud and get their magic. So a very handy way of incorporating into a different hero some magic support that you wouldn't normally have. And then the Warlock has a single magic item that she comes equipped with, which is a wand, or an equipment piece, I guess, which is any unlimited range in line of sight, 2 attack dice. So she does like little magic missiles, which is kind of neat. She's kind of a support shooter, which is kind of cool. And she's a halfling, which I think is awesome. 2 attack dice, 2 defense dice, 4 body points, and 5 mind points. 2 red dice of movement, and starts with a wand. Her spells, which are the Warlock spells, with the appropriately cool piece of art on the back here, has Demon Form. This spell can only be cast on yourself. For the duration of the spell, roll 1 additional attack die and ignore all pit traps. So she goes to 3 attack dice when she's in her like fireball throwing form. She also can use her Dark Wings. Now this one will flip. And this goes away when you take any damage, but you recover the card from not like already being cast anytime you kill a model. So she can recharge her Demon Form, which is kind of cool. Dark Wings is you can immediately cast a spell on an enemy turn immediately after you suffer damage to reduce it to 0, and then instantly move to any hex that you can see. So she grows her wings and like bamfs away. And then finally, Fear. The spell will be cast on any one monster. The target's consumed by fear and can only roll 1 attack dice. This spell can be broken on the target's future turns by rolling 1 red dice for each of their mind points, and if you get a 6, then it goes away. And this spell has no effect on targets with 0 mind points. You can't use it on zombies or skeletons or anything that's like undead. I think maybe skeletons have a mind point. Anyway, anything that's undead, you can't use it on, basically. And that's the new character. So, cool like sort of map layouts throughout this. There are a grand total of, I believe, there's no like index page, so I didn't actually count these. Oh no, I can go to the back. So Recurring to Meller's Maze is the first one. You might recognize this because this is the original like starter scenario almost. There are 12, I believe, overall quests at the end of this. and I won't, 13, sorry, 13 when you have Zargon's Flame at the end of it, when Mentor basically takes you back. But I don't want to ruin the story if you're planning on running this as a player, so if you don't want to see the ending or go through any of the missions. But basically, the first part is you realize as a group that one of the adventurers basically is wearing this Talisman of Lore, which is one of the base magic artifacts in the game, which you hand out if you don't already have it as part of the party. And then through that, you're going to gain mind points because you're using like the power of the wizard, and you also get access to the dread spells. It makes you a spellcaster. And then once you identify this, you have to identify a way to get the spirit out of it, like Telor's spirit, to get out of this talisman, because you can't take it off. And there are consequences to trying to take it off, which I won't say too loud, because again, I don't want to spoil it. And then the second half of the mission is how do we catch this, like how do we ghost bust this spirit as he possesses different bodies and tries to come back to life, because that's what Zargon's trying to do. Zargon's trying to get him to become one of his powerful Temple Kings, I think they're called, or Sorcerer Kings, who is called Felmarak. And if you can become a Sorcerer King, then of course Zargon will become even more powerful. So there it is. I like this little one and done adventure pack. I like that each of these is coming with a new hero so far. And this is a good gimmick for these translucent models. Translucent models are just kind of like a thing in board gaming as like the premium or prestige models. They're not super necessary, but in this particular one, the gimmick of the bad guy possessing these different models, having a way to mark them out. If you're not a miniature painter, this won't mean, if you are a miniature painter, this won't mean a lot to you. If you're a board gamer, this probably means a lot to you. It's a nice device for being able to do that. I don't know why you have so many doubles, but I imagine if you're gonna do this to some, you might as well do them to all. The bigger models obviously aren't doubled up, so the Dread Knight and the Gargoyle. The Gargoyle, this is an Abomination, this is a Gargoyle. This right here, same with the Abomination, he's not doubled up either, although he actually looks really good in this weird translucent orange. The material's really nice. It fades really nicely, so it has like a rich orange in the middle, and then it gets kind of whiter and more translucent, sort of lighter at the edges as you get to like the claws and paws. So cool, oh, excuse me, cool overall look. I just choked on my own spit there. And there's a kind of shine even on the plastic that the characters have. The Gargoyle and the Warlock is, I don't know, it's slightly shiny. It's not just that solid red. The other characters are too. So I don't know if that's like a prestige thing, but it looks really cool. And I like the casting on the hands. There's a little bit of flash on the fingers, particularly the thumb here. Although actually that might not be flash. That might be the fact that she's transforming. I think that is, because her hand's enormous. I think the idea is that she's slowly transforming and one of her arms is turning monstrous already as she gets ready. Because she's got like a real like, dressed up like a small Victorian doll kind of outfit on. And then this one hand is kind of like weird and monstrous. So I think the idea, it's hard to tell with the plastic. I think the idea is that she's already starting like mid-transformation to turn back into a monster, or turn into a monster to fight with. So cool gimmick. I like this idea of like being able to kind of reuse and revitalize the miniatures that are already available. And this is a neat, we got a dog, we got a wolf, companion wolf for the druid, being able to transform into a monster. I like these like little replacement mechanics. So models are nice, not as nice as against the Ogre Horde. I'll be honest, those miniatures are probably the nicest ones I've seen so far for Heroquest, but considering the gimmick, I think they're great, and the dice is a really nice addition too. I like the equipment. I like being able to go and buy magic potions in between, and I like the fact that it's like more story driven, and in some cases they get really creative with how they're using the map. Like saying like these walls don't exist and stuff like that to change its shape slightly, which I think is a good way of like kind of opening up and not feeling restrained by the fact that Heroquest typically is on a single board. Like against the Ogre Horde added a new mat in particular. This is doing a little bit extra even, and just saying like in this, combine these 4 rooms together into one big room like an arena. So you don't have to feel like you're just limited to what was in the base game. So, and it's got a nice like cool glossy cover and stuff too. So overall, what do I think? I think if you are super into Heroquest, this is a great narrative expansion. It feels a little less like play any of these missions as you want. You're supposed to play through this in order. And Heroquest in particular, I think, really excels at that. So looking forward to getting through this one. We're gonna do the base game again, hopefully over the summer, and then dive into all these quest packs, starting with the Ogre Horde and then moving on to the Prophecy of Telor. So thanks for watching. We'll see you for more GMG reviews. Thanks for Hasbro sending this along for me to check out. Till next time, Ash, happy gaming.